Got my cerveza. We are live.
Welcome back. Welcome back to the Duke Loves Rasslin podcast, the show about pro wrestling and everything else. And I want to say happy anniversary to all of you out there. It is the 4-year anniversary of the Duke Loves Rasslin podcast. Oh my goodness, I can't believe it. We've made it to 4 years. And guess who decided to show back up? None other than the Boston bad boy, Iron Mike Pelosi. Welcome back, Boston bad boy.
Do you want to know why I showed up?
Why'd you show up?
You owe me money.
All the credit?
You owe me money. You owe me money.
Well,
I have a large contract right here that says you owe me not only royalties for the use of the Boston bad boy name when I'm not on the show, but also just for pain and suffering.
Well, it's pain and suffering every time I have to see your face. So as far as I'm concerned, we're even, pal.
I'm going to be the Carol Baskin to your Tiger King friend. I'm going to financially ruin you. I'm going to destroy you, and I'm going to enjoy it all the whole time.
Well, let me tell you something. You already know I know how to sing. Where would we be without the love of
you know what? You realize I can mute you. See, the beauty of it, folks, is I can mute Duke anytime he wants, and he's laughing and talking. So that's another thing. All you folks who decide you're going to jump on this show today and you're going to talk smack, all right? I'm going to mute you. I'm going to boot you. I'm going to have a good time doing it too.
Take me off that mute right now. Don't you mute. I'm the host. This is my show. It's the name of the show is Duke Loves Rasslin. You don't mute me, Jack.
I got to tell you something. I got to tell you something, Jack. You should see the Rogues Gallery assembling here to come on this show. I don't know if you're ready for this.
Well, if you have any wrestlers out there, why don't you punch a wrestler in since we're celebrating here the 4-year anniversary?
You want to go like right to the old school?
Let's go old school. Who do you got?
I got Dusty and Brandi jumping in on us now here.
Are you kidding me?
It should be. They were down below here. Let's see. They should be on here right now. Let's see. Are they here?
Boston Bad Boy. See,
yes.
Here's the problem, folks. The Boston Bad Boy is supposed to be the producer of the show, but as you can clearly hear and you can clearly see, he doesn't have his act together.
Who do you want to? Let's. You know what? I think it's a problem with not our stream. I think it's Dusty.
Okay.
Far be it for me to blame the man.
Who else do you have? Do you have any guests lined up for us?
How about the young professor?
The young professor.
And here we are. Gentlemen, how are we?
We're doing well. How are you, sir?
Doing very well, thank you.
Listen, Professor, it's our 4-year anniversary, my friend, and we appreciate all of your contributions to the Duke Loves Rasslin podcast.
Well, it is my pleasure. I appreciate you giving me a platform to be featured on such a great platform with so many other fantastic people in the professional wrestling industry. It's been a pleasure and an honor. And man, 4 years is a long time. And actually,
you're telling me,
actually,
it feels like an eternity.
Well, I understand. I know you're not as enthusiastic, but I have a special guest who just walked in.
Uh-oh.
He is the world's most famous plaything.
Yeah,
that's the man they call Sticks.
What's up, Sticks? What's up, Sticks? Oh my goodness! So we got the young professor and Sticks. Sticks, do your open, Sticks. Do your open.
Do your open. He wants you to do your open.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, coming at you live, large, and in charge through the Duke Loves Rasslin podcast. They call me Sticks. I am the world's most famous plaything, and you're welcome.
Show them the sticks, man. It's not just a gimmick; it's a lifestyle.
That's right. That's right. So, young professor, tell us, since you've been on the Duke Loves Rasslin podcast, you and Sticks, how has this affected your careers there?
I mean, I think for both of us, it's really given us an opportunity to get our work featured more prominently nationwide and in other parts of the country that we have yet to travel to. Primarily, Sticks and I work here in Florida, and we are up and down the coast. We've gotten a chance to do some things in Georgia. So Southeast is kind of our base of operations, but working with you up in the Northeast and the New England area and having such a broad reach with some great, fantastic people across the country. I mean, I think that's good for us to kind of get our stuff out there to the rest of the nation.
Yeah, I think it's been a great. Well, I mean, Duke was the first interview I did when I busted into wrestling. I was only in 3-4 months before I was on your show. So, if it wasn't for you, Sticks wouldn't be a thing.
Impressive, and you guys you do a great job. I'm really proud of the both of you because, especially as a tandem, you guys do commentary just as well as anybody in the indie scene today. let everybody know how they can reach out to the both of you if they want to hear you. If they want Sticks and the Young Professor as their commentary team, Young Professor, if they want you as their announcer, Sticks, you're one of the best managers, the biggest heel manager in wrestling today. Sticks, let everybody know how they can reach you guys.
Sticks is one of the biggest heel managers in wrestling
yes.
today. You wouldn't believe it because, we'll pull the curtain back on you a little bit. I mean, he's got cerebral palsy and he comes out and, and people are booing him and like throwing things at this man.
Yeah.
And most people would see that and be utterly just shocked because that's not usually, that's like, especially in today's society, that's a terrible, awful thing to do. But Sticks is a nasty bastard. He deserves every bit of that hatred that he receives. And if you'd like to reach him, he is Sticksman 92, Sticksman 92 on Twitter and the Instagram
and Facebook.
At Facebook, you can look up Sticks, the world's most famous plaything. You can find myself, the Young Professor, on Facebook. That's my biggest platform, and it's MG, the Young Professor, on the Instagram, and Young Professor G. I really, really have to consolidate those handles.
Also, I just want to say real quick, Duke, you're awesome. Boston Bad Boy, you're a bitch.
Well, you see what happens there? You see what happens when you mess with the Boston Bad Boy?
Oh, geez.
You're out.
Why are you doing that? You don't kick our guests out. What's wrong with you?
You know why? You want to talk about a heel move? I just did one.
Unbelievable.
And especially since our poor friend Dusty is back, he's doing some heavy-duty muscle moves in the backyard here.
Dusty Wolfe, the wrestling journeyman, and his wife, Dusty's wife, Brandi. What the heck is going on here?
Yeah, I don't know. Is this PG or what?
Yeah. Brandi, what's going on?
I'm getting ready for the seniors tour. 60 and over, guys.
What exactly is going on here?
I'm planking the best I can with an artificial hip and knee is about to be replaced.
He's planking.
Oh. Duke, have you ever attempted a plank? Because I think you would fail immediately.
I would walk the plank. I don't know anything.
You should walk the plank.
Sounds like my marriage.
Dusty Wolfe busting out the guns for us. Dusty, do a big flex for us real quick. Come on, Dusty.
There you go. We didn't have to buy that one either. It's fine.
Listen, I just want to say that Dusty and Brandi, you guys have been very supportive the entire time here for the Duke Loves Wrestling podcast.
I still can't figure out why.
Appreciate the both of you. Through the years, you've always been there for us.
What else are we going to do? We're stuck in the house on quarantine, like literally.
It's true.
I like that. I really like that you were honest and that the only reason you're doing this today is because we're stuck. If this was a regular day, you could care less and you'd be going about your business. I appreciate that.
I'm sick of all of you.
So would I.
I'm sick of all of you. That's it. Hey, Brandi, congratulations on graduating law school.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Dusty, you're in big trouble now. You're never going to win another argument again, brother.
I haven't won one in 10 years. I don't know what anybody's telling you.
Dusty, Brandi, let everybody know how they can get a copy of your book.
Amazon. Just go to Amazon, type in Dusty Wolfe. If you want one that's signed, just like friend him on Twitter or Facebook.
Twitter's easier. I pay more attention to.
He pays more attention to fan stuff on Twitter. Yeah. His Facebook's more for the Trump stuff. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, the wrestling journeyman Dusty Wolfe and his attorney wife Brandi.
Cheers.
She's going to be president someday, folks. You better be nice to her. Good to see you both.
Bye, Duke. Love you guys.
Love you too. Thank you.
All right. Who do you want?
That? Be nice to people.
I don't like people.
Well, you need to be nice to people. Now, I heard a rumor that my friend, the head of Ignite Wrestling down in Florida, Kim Artlip, I heard that she's available.
I think you're right.
Whoa.
I'm ignoring you, Duke. Hey, bad boy. How's it going?
Hey, Kim. How you doing?
No. We don't do that here. We don't do any of that. There's none of that going on.
I've never met him. We've never got to talk.
Well, you're getting a little too excited here. Calm down.
Well, you know what? I have an idea, actually, now that you said that, Kim, because if we just did this and we can have a nice conversation, just you and me, we can talk about anything. It doesn't have to be wrestling. It doesn't have to be anything.
Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Okay. I can't believe this. Kim Artlip, after all the things I've said about you, I put you over to the world, and this is how you repay me?
Well, you look like You look like the Godfather, for God's sake.
Wait a minute. I gotta pop back in for this. I gotta pop back in for what
listen,
you look like.
My tie lights up, by the way. I don't know if you folks can see that. It lights up.
Oh.
That's right. See,
What is
I'm
wrong
Irish.
with you?
I'm Irish. What do you
What
want
is-
me to do? I'm
What
Irish.
is wrong with you? You're
Black
you're
Irish.
sick. You're sick.
That's right.
That's
That's
what you
right.
are.
Well, Kim, you've been a major part of the Duke Loves Wrestling podcast, especially the past year. Talk to us. How has it been since you've been a guest on the show?
It's led to a lot of other podcasts and a lot of opportunities for me. I mean, I hate to admit it, it gave me credibility.
You see that? You see that? What are you laughing at, Boston Bad Boy? What are
You
you?
know how much credibility? You know how much credibility I've lost dealing with you? That's the funny thing to me.
You see,
Kim, I'm really glad it worked out for you because it could have gone the other way.
I'm sick of you. Kim, let everybody know how they can reach Ignite Wrestling, especially all the great products that you have. How can they reach out to one of the hottest indie promotions in America today?
Every platform at Ignite Wrestling: YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, Tumblr, you name it, Instagram. We're everywhere. Roku, Fire TV, Independent Wrestling TV, and Pivot Share.
Look at
You
that,
see
dude.
that?
That's when somebody is actually doing something with their life.
Oh,
Yeah,
please.
That's what that sounds like.
That's because she doesn't sleep, okay?
Yeah.
Some of
Yeah.
us have to get our rest sometime. That's right.
I sleep occasionally.
And listen, Ignite Wrestling has the best dry rub, the best hot sauce. I'm telling you, they do a lot of cool stuff. They even have masks now. You have
Yeah.
masks.
I just added a mask while I was sitting around waiting for you guys to come online. So
All right, that's it.
there's a
Cut
new
her off.
mask.
You're out of here. You're out of here, Toots.
You know what? Actually, now that you said that, I think we can go back to our discussion about, just whatever we want to talk about. Masks, politics, the weather, anything but Duke. Oh, hi, Duke.
I'm sick of you.
Oh, Danny's back.
I know. He keeps doing that.
It's like herpes. It won't go away.
Oh, my God.
And with that line, thank you, Kim, for joining us today.
You know,
This is what
I
you
didn't
get
bring
for
you
never
back.
calling me by my first name all the time.
You're Artlip. That's it.
Artlip.
That's right. That's
If you
right.
called me Miss Kim, I'd sound like a dominatrix, and then you'd be my bitch.
This is
I
good.
can't deny that.
I like all of this that's happening right now.
I can't deny that. Get her
I
out of
can
here. I'm sick of
co-sign.
this. Get her out of here. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Wow. You know, Boston Bad Boy,
Yeah.
while you were gone, okay, I had no problems with my guests. As soon as you come back, all hell breaks loose. What is your problem?
No, you need me. You need the kind of chaos and the kind of sex appeal, quite frankly, that I bring to this this program.
Give me a break. You're going to make me sick, okay? I'm trying to have
Can
a
I just
good
tell you
time.
something? Can I just tell you the best thing that has happened so far? We've been live now for almost 13 minutes. You have not mentioned wrestling once. And I love it. I think we're doing great.
You're a jerk, okay? I just want to put that out there for the world to see. You are definitely a jerk.
Who's next?
Yeah, who's next? Who do you have in the queue there? Whoa! Is that Beatrice?
From way
Yes,
back.
it is.
From way back. That's right. Beatrice was one of our original guests from way back. She is a big Undertaker fan for some strange reason. I don't know
I'm
why.
gonna get a hold of you on that one in a second. But
Uh-oh.
hey, bad boy, I love you.
Oh, no. We don't do that. We don't do that here. We
Okay,
don't. do that.
congratulations on 4 years.
That's
but
right.
Duke, let me tell you something.
What?
You keep coming from Undertaker, it's gonna be me and you.
No. No, I don't want it to be me and you.
I'll promote that. I'll set up a promotion. I'll set up a promotion company just to do that.
B, I will run faster
I
than you.
got
You can't catch me, okay? You cannot catch me.
Duke, I work in a jail. Why you think I can't catch you?
Okay, you're right. You're right. Listen,
You'll be cuffed before you hit the ground, Duke.
listen. I'll send you a box of chocolates. I don't want no problems, okay? I'm sorry. Okay? I promise.
You messing with my Undertaker. I've been
Yeah.
watching that man's career since 1988. I'm not
boy.
going nowhere. Keep messing with.
Okay.
I mean,
That's
again, Duke, I have to side with our guest because the wrestlers that you like, you have no taste.
Okay. Listen,
You like-
I'm gonna call the FBI.
Bad
I'm
boy,
sick of this.
You like Vince McMahon. What do you think?
Exactly. You know what? Just for 1 second here, let's just you and me, Beatrice, have a conversation.
Right.
Nice and quiet, nice and just relaxed, and talk about again, how can a man who idolizes Vince McMahon have any kind of soul, have any kind of heart? And I think now,
Any kind
4
of-
years
any
in,
kind of- any kind of credibility.
correct. And here we are 4 years later, and I think more than anything, this is an intervention for Duke rather than a podcast.
This is
he's back.
ridiculous.
I totally agree. But long as he knows he keeps coming from the Undertaker, it's consequences and repercussions. In country terms, dude, it's gonna be some smoke in the city.
No, I don't smoke.
I like it.
This is a non-smoking building. We don't do smoking over here, okay? No, we don't want none of that, please. I got a fire extinguisher. Don't mess with me. I got a fire extinguisher. That's right. Listen, Beatrice, I'm afraid of you, so I'll just say you're right, I'm wrong. Thank you.
But congratulations on 4 years, dude.
Bye.
Thank you, Beatrice. Good seeing you.
Bye.
Bye. All right. The guests just keep rolling in here, I'm not stopping you. You have people waiting. You're making people wait now. And it's rude.
You made people wait.
No, you're rude.
Wait.
No, you're rude.
Okay.
I was fashionably late, and you're making people wait now. People like Foxy.
Whoa! Another original. Wow, the Silver Fox herself. What's up?
Yes, sir. I'm just here. We were here on. I want to make sure that everybody knows that we were punctual.
Yeah. Well, it's in wrestling. In wrestling.
Hey, bad boy. How are you, sugar?
No. There's no hey bad boy. Don't give me that after all that attitude. There's no hey bad boy.
Hey, big bro. What's going on?
You know what?
You tell me.
I'm sitting here in agreement, just a little confused about your infatuation with Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
We all are.
My good friend, my close personal friend, Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
First of all, you don't have any close personal friends.
And we can figure out what's going on because it's a lot of nothing going on, quite frankly.
Okay. Are you saying that there's a lot of nothing going on? Duke he's got nothing left in the well. The well's run dry.
Yeah.
I got plenty in the tank.
Hang on 1 second. We got to talk. So the well has run dry creatively.
Yes.
I mean, morally, it's a bottomless pit.
The milk's gone bad. You understand?
The milk's gone bad.
Hell, what is going on? Bad. Wait a second. Whose show is this?
That's your new gimmick. That's your new gimmick, Goot. You're the milkman, and the milk's gone bad.
After all I've done for you, Fox, I can't believe this.
I know. You know what? I'm going to do better. I am.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Sure. That's what you always say.
I love you. And congratulations on 4 years.
Thank you. Thank you very much. But listen, you're in big trouble with me, lady. I just want you got heat with me now.
I've been in trouble with you for years. So
that's true.
That's true. And it means nothing. What else is due? And as you've learned, it means nothing. Okay. He's powerless.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you, Fox.
Thank you.
Love you.
Good to see you.
Bye-bye. All right. You're a horrible host. Let me just tell you that.
Listen, I can't believe you brought my fans on here to ruin me.
Do you know something? You know that the other phrase, when you love something, you let it go, right?
Oh, okay.
And if it survives and doesn't die, it was good. You're wilting on the vine, my friend. You're wilting.
This is the worst episode of This Is Your Life, just so you know. Okay. I can't believe it.
Of anything. You know what? Someone's going to come in here and set us straight now.
Uh-oh.
We just need someone to set us.
Whoa. Right. Coach.
How's it going?
Coach Davis, what's going on, brother?
Not much. Just I'm happy to be here. I don't know how much time I have. My kids are always now. So my wife may come around the corner and be like, "What are you doing?"
Oh, nice. Tell her you're talking to Jake from State Farm. It's okay.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah, that'll go over well.
That's right. So what do you got to say for yourself, Coach?
Not much. It was just your 4-year anniversary. I didn't want to miss that. I wanted to be a part of it a little bit. So happy 4 years. That's pretty awesome.
Thank you, brother.
Very anticlimactic.
Oh, give me a break here. Coach, tell everybody how the Duke Loves Rasslin podcast has affected you and the things that you got going on.
Okay, so yeah, I'll be happy to share that story real quick. I'm a middle school teacher. I teach 8th grade, and I have a pro wrestling club at my school that I use pro wrestling to reach underprivileged and at-risk kids. And it's the best club in school because it's pro wrestling, and no one else is doing this kind of thing. It's pretty much unheard of. And I had to jump through a lot of hoops to make the club happen because what administrator wants anything with pro wrestling in their school?
Right.
So I got in on social media, and then Duke, I've thought about this a few times. I don't even really remember how we met or whatnot. I mean, I know it was through Twitter and everything, but Duke had me on a show, and I was able to tell him what I'm doing with wrestling and all that kind of stuff, and how I'm using pro wrestling to reach these kids. And what I do is I reach out to pro wrestlers all the time to see if they'll Skype with the kids and, let the kids ask them questions. And then, they just kind of invest in the kids a little bit and give them some good life advice, basically.
That's right.
We had Booker T, Jeff Jarrett, Thunder Rosa,
cool.
Jesse Jones or Jesse Bell Smothers, however you want to say it.
Ken Shamrock.
Oh yeah, how can I forget that?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you talk about a true living legend. Ken Shamrock's a true living legend. And I can't really forget this one because this guy's done more for us than anybody, really. Nick Aldis, the NWA, the Real World's champion. He invited the kids down to a episode of NWA Power to be his guest.
That's right.
And all the kids got to go to a meet and greet and got to meet him, got to get pictures with them, and it's fantastic. But the way Duke came in with that was Duke had me on a show, and that was how we started really getting the word out about my club. So, I was able to send Duke a shirt, which I'm a little behind on sending some shirts out, but he's got some more shirts on the way at some point.
Oh, wow.
So, but
need any shirt. Don't send him in. Don't worry about it.
Stay out of this, Boston bad boy. I wear the shirt all the time. I wear that shirt all the time.
Let me tell you, the shirt he has is pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
That's right.
And I will say one guest that we didn't get to have, but he told me, or he made it sound like he would. He said, email me. That was Kevin Nash. Kevin Nash was at like a toy store, like a toy collectible store. And so I talked to him real quick, and I gave him the same shirt that you have.
Oh, sweet.
The NWO logo one.
Sure.
And he's like, man, it's a little big. I was like, well, I mean, you work out all the time, and you wear these huge shirts, and just rip it up however you want and wear it where you're working out. So, but that's what I do. And Duke has been really instrumental in getting my club noticed by a lot of professional wrestlers and getting a lot of follows on social media. So
you've been doing it a while now. How what's the parents' response? I'm curious about like now that you've kind of been doing it. What's the parents liking it? Are they into it? Are they
parents
fans? Are they
Yeah, parents love it for the most part. So like whenever I have a Skype, I always open it up to the public because I just think that's in everyone's best interest.
Sure.
And, to the public at large, because I mean, people always want to know what's going on in school, number one, in which, I mean, I understand it because there's a lot of bad stuff happening in schools, sadly. So I always open it up to the public. And like I have parents come in, like when we had our Skype with Nick Aldis, I had a kid from a neighboring county who has autoimmune disease. He came. And it just so happened I actually went to church with his one of his assistant principals, and she said, Dustin, you have no idea how big a deal this is. That boy doesn't fit in with anybody at our school, and he has found some place where like he feels like he belongs. I was like, that's what I've been trying to do the whole time with this club.
That's amazing. That's really amazing. That's great work.
Yeah. So, but yeah, anytime I have a Skype open up to the public, parents, I haven't had any complaints from parents about anything, and I always have some parent chaperones when we go, like the NWA Power, which is, let me tell you, NWA Power has been essential for my club because being that I'm in Atlanta, or I should say the Atlanta area, they film at the Georgia Public Broadcasting Studios in Atlanta. So the club, let me see. Being that I teach middle schoolers, they're really loud. So they really like those kids there because they're really loud cheering and everything. So they actually invited us back another time. So they've been to NWA Power twice, but every time you go to a filming, they film like 4 episodes. So those kids have been to a lot of episodes, which is a huge blessing because some of those kids, they told me it was the best day of their life.
Wow.
So,
listen,
yeah.
Coach Davis, I'll tell you right now, man, I'm so proud of you and everything that you do.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Appreciate the kids, and we'll continue to support you, man. That's what we're here. You know, Kevin Nash is a friend of mine. So, Kevin, if you're listening, I need you to get in touch with Coach Davis. We need you to talk to these kids over there at the middle school there. In fact, Coach, tell everybody how they can reach the middle school. Tell everybody about the social media and all that good stuff.
Yeah, so we're on Twitter. That's really the only place that we're on with social media. But it's I think it's just Pro Wrestling Club, at Pro Wrestling Club or something like that. It's pretty simple to find. But I'm having a belt made for the wrestling club, which I believe, Duke, I sent you some pictures of that, didn't I?
You sure did. You sure did.
And I'm pretty excited about the belt. It's going to look pretty sweet when it gets here. So, but I had a donor pay for the belt, which is great. In my PTO, I need to say this about my PTO. My PTO pays for shirts for the kids, so no kid ever has to pay for a club shirt, which is fantastic because a lot of PTOs wouldn't do that, especially when they find out it's for wrestling. But our PTO president is fantastic. He's very supportive. My principal is pretty supportive too, although he was a little suspect at first when I told him what I was wanting to do. He's like, Davis, I can't have kids running around putting kids in chokeholds and everything. You know?
No. Just the figure 4. It's fine.
Yeah, just the figure 4. Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Maybe a Cobra Clutch. You know.
Yeah.
So, but it's the club's a lot of fun. Which we meet on Mondays. Let me tell you, no one likes going to work on Mondays except for this guy right here, because I know on Monday it's Pro Wrestling Club Day.
That's great.
Right.
So,
right.
But attendance is fantastic on Mondays, and part of the club too, which is, when you're reaching that middle school population, middle schoolers can be difficult to deal with, and a lot of it's a mentoring program as well, and just trying to teach kids this is not the right thing to do. You need to be responsible and take ownership of what you do,
right.
And don't blame somebody else for something you've done. Take ownership of what you do, So I had to have that conversation with a couple of guys multiple times, and sometimes it was with parents too, and say, listen, if Johnny's going to do this, he might have to sit out a few times at a wrestling club. I don't want to do that, but I cannot reward bad behavior.
That's right.
And parents are on board with that too, because no one wants to reward kids for not doing what they're supposed to do. And then I tell the parents, as soon as Johnny, starts doing what he's supposed to do, he can come right on back, because there's always room for grace. There's always room for grace.
That's right. That's right. Consequences. And it gives them something to strive for and a reason to do the right thing. That's good stuff, Coach.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you're good stuff.
Oh, you see that, Boston bad boy? You see that?
Coach,
good stuff.
Coach, I followed you all the way. All the way.
Be nice.
You hit me with that.
Be nice. You be nice to my coach. He's a good man. Okay.
Hey, no room for hate. No room for hate. No hate.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. That's right. Listen, Coach Davis, we appreciate you, brother. You keep doing what you're doing, man. You're doing God's work.
Hey, thanks for having me on. Congratulations on 4 years.
That's right. That's right.
That's important right there. That's right there.
We know what that means when we put that up. That's right.
We're hoping the show gets good around year 7 or 8. So
stop it. Get out of here, Boston bad boy. Thank you, Coach Davis. Good talking to you, brother.
Hey, God bless y'all. Take care.
Take care.
I got to say, we've been setting the Wayback Machine, and you've been freaking me out with this a little bit. We're going to set the Wayback Machine here, I think.
Uh-oh. Whoa, Billy the construction guy.
Oh!
I can't hear you guys, though.
You can't hear me?
Billy, your phone, you need to tilt yourself there, Billy. You're all over the place. Look at this guy.
Oh, AirPods. Shoot.
All right, we'll let Billy get his earpods. We'll let go get your earpods.
I feel bad right now. I can't hear you guys.
Go grab your earpods, and we'll wait for you.
Billy.
AirPods?
Let me tell you something. Billy the construction guy, he's a thumb breaker, and he's all over the place. Yeah, let's circle back to Billy.
Let's circle back to Billy, because Billy's Billy's got to get himself together a little.
That's right. That's right. He's always hurting somebody out.
Like you do.
Me?
Yeah,
I'm together. Look at my tie. I'm very much together.
Hang on a minute. Like in 15 seconds, I will have reached a goal of mine.
Oh,
which
yeah?
is to have the majority of one of these shows not talk about wrestling. 30 minutes we've been speaking, and I have not had to listen to you talk about John Cena's dungarees. I haven't had to hear you talk about, I don't even know.
What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Can you answer that question for me?
I have a lot of problems with you people, like the great Jerry Stiller would say. I have a lot of problems with you people.
Yeah. What's wrong with you? Listen, Boston Bad Boy, what was your favorite moment of the past 4 years on the Duke Loves Rasslin podcast? Because we've had some good times.
Yeah, I mean, my favorite moment was the hiatus I've been on.
But other than that, piece of work. I'm going to sue you for that. I'm going to sue you for that, by the way.
Other than the hiatus, I think being put into the crossface chicken wing was probably the highlight of this whole endeavor. And actually, I'm going to try and dig up the photo so we can put it up for us.
Oh, sure.
While we're talking here. So
Sure. Well, folks, what he's talking about is when we had Bob Backlund, the WWE, one of the greatest of all time. Bob Backlund was on the Duke Loves Rasslin podcast. So I'm talking to Bob because somebody has suggested he come on the show. And Bob, he liked what I had to say. And he said, you know what? When are you recording? I said, I'm recording later today. He said, okay, I'll be there in 3 hours. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He said, I'll meet you at the studio. So Bob Backlund hopped into his car, drove from Connecticut 3 hours to the secret location here in Massachusetts, and recorded with the Boston Bad Boy and I. It was a great time, but here's the best part. I asked Bob Backlund to put the Boston Bad Boy in the crossface chicken wing because the Boston Bad Boy is always running his mouth. He's always doing the wrong thing. So I had the Hall of Famer Bob Backlund put the Boston Bad Boy in the crossface chicken wing. And at first he did it real light. So the Boston Bad Boy, oh, that's not so bad. And then he cinched it in.
Yeah, he cinched me in all right. I'm actually trying to find this stupid photo because it's going to be a very anticlimactic story if we don't have the photo to accompany it. But I don't know where it is. I think it's actually on the page somewhere.
It's on the page. But you know, the best part about that is you were screaming.
I wasn't screaming.
You were screaming.
You're lying. You're a liar.
You were screaming. Even in the photo, everyone can see you screaming.
You're a liar.
Even try that.
So Billy, can you hear us? Billy, are you there?
Oh, yeah. Go to Billy now because you don't want me to talk about when Bob Backlund hurt you. Okay?
No, Bob Backlund never hurt me. Hang on, see if Billy's here. Billy, are you there? Can you hear us?
I can, gentlemen. How are you doing?
Billy, the construction guy. What do you want, Billy?
Listen, I wanted to say congratulations. My man, you're doing a great job. Both of you. 4 years.
Well, I know I am. I don't know about him.
That's a valid point. You know,
Thank
you're carrying the show, Mr. Bad Boy.
Stop
it. Like the shoulders, heavy as the head. It's crazy.
Stop
you know, but your back must be killing you from carrying all the weight of that little person, Duke.
Hey, listen, I'm a handsome little person. Don't try that with me.
I like the way this is going.
You know, you are a diminutive little elf, but I love you dearly.
Yeah.
Wow. You know, Billy,
he's like those guys, the guys that the elves that make the cookies. Like they may be elves, but they make the cookies, so they're okay. We can deal with them.
You're a wizard of your craft. I must say that.
Billy, the construction guy, you're the only one who could talk to me like that because I'm afraid that you'll break my thumbs if I say something smart to you. So I got to leave you alone. You know, this guy says he works construction, Boston Bad Boy. I've never seen him work a day in his life, but I've seen him hurt a bunch of people.
Wait, I know that. I've heard this before. As an Italian, I've heard this before. Union delegate?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, we know what that means. We know what that means. Listen, Billy, the construction guy.
Well, I've seen the movie.
Sopranos.
Yeah. What are we gonna ask questions for?
You know, we're not veto or anything, but you know, it's
close enough.
Not wrestling veto. The other
wrestling veto.
Oh, the other veto. Yeah. Billy, tell everybody about your TikTok, Billy.
I you know what? To be honest, I've kind of given it a break for a while.
What? You're off TikTok. You're over it. It's done.
I mean, yes and no. If I find good material, then yes, I'll jump back on. But the last one I did was the Step Brothers family scene from the car with a singing "Sweet Child of Mine." was a personal favorite of a bunch of people that I know.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun doing it. You know, although I did have to wear lipstick, which is kind of weird. But
Sure.
Speaking of Vito, we got to call Vito in here. He could tell you about that.
But, you know,
That's
I learned from the master on that one. But it was actually a lot of fun to do. My kids got me playing Fortnite now, which is kind of weird. I haven't touched a video game in probably 10 years.
And now you're sucked in, aren't you? You're sucked in.
Oh God, it's like crack. I've never done crack, but I'm assuming it's like that. But it's addicting. I'll tell you. I have a lot of fun with it. I really don't get a lot of kills, but I'm a master of like bobbing and weaving and getting a bunch of good things.
So you're a master at kind of looking good, but not really doing much. Kind of like Duke, is what you're saying.
You know, I do look good.
I'm just saying.
I'm sick of both of you.
I'm just trying to make connections here. It's about synergy, and I'm just trying to connect this.
100%, you are correct.
You know what, Billy, the construction guy? I'm going to call the FBI and tell them where all the bodies are buried, just so you know. Okay? I got something for you.
They're down near Florian Hall.
Florian Hall. Wow. There's a call out. I love it.
That's it.
It's the most local thing.
Indian Beach.
It's the most local thing anyone's ever said on this show.
You know what I'm saying? Literally.
I'll throw it out there for you. You know?
Well, Billy, the construction guy, we appreciate you. You want to plug anything before you go?
No, man, just your show. You've been absolutely fantastic. You've kept me entertained for the past 4 years. Thank you for all you do.
We might have to get you some help if you find this entertaining. We might have to get you some help, friend.
Stop it.
I'm worried.
What else do you think? All right.
Listen, Billy, your check's in the mail. Don't worry.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Mine too.
You know?
Am I getting some residuals on this one? But gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. Nice to see you. Take care of yourselves. Keep up the good work.
Take care, Billy.
All right. Take care,
buddy.
You know, that guy, he breaks thumbs. I'm very terrified of him.
I was hoping he was going to break yours.
Well, I'll run. Okay. People don't realize I've been working out, man. I run.
Just the lower body, just the running legs?
Just the lower body. That's right. You know, I got the keg going because of the lockdown, but I can run.
Now, I have a question for you.
Okay.
You're dressed like an absolute fool. You're sitting there sipping a cocktail.
I'm handsome.
Your manager must be glaring at you from the other side of that camera. I can feel it. When are you done with this nonsense? When are you done?
Listen, I'm allowed to have my wrestling, okay? Don't try to mess with this now. Don't start anything, Boston Bad
Let
Boy.
me just tell you something. I'm just trying to warn you.
Okay.
I'm just warning you. That's all.
Did somebody send you a message? Is that what's going on here?
I'm not at liberty to confirm or deny anything. All I'm saying is I'm warning you.
I'm sick of you.
Why don't you just talk about something about wrestling? Just because I know you're dying to.
Well, you know, it's funny because the last 4 years we've had everybody on the show. I mean, it's just been tremendous, including Ken Shamrock.
Yeah.
Who, you know, he started his own bare knuckle fighting promotion, which is pretty crazy. He's in the UFC Hall of Fame. Dan the Beast Severn, remember we had him on the show.
That's right.
Another UFC Hall of Fame.
Where is that? I'm looking for a Trump word because Trump's got all the best words.
Uh-oh.
I was gonna should I call him Sleepy? Maybe Sleepy's a good Sleepy Rudy Gonzalez.
Oh, Rudy Gonzalez. Rudy boy.
Where's Sleepy Rudy? I don't see him in my queue coming here to kiss the ring. I don't see it.
You know, Rudy's running around chasing his daughter right now. She's been on the show before, a little kid there. No sell Ivy because she doesn't sell anything. That's right. And shout out to Micah Madrid, my arch nemesis. Micah Madrid. You know, she just had surgery, so she's healing. You know, she pissed me off, and I had to take it to her. Okay?
So what you're saying is, if Rudy isn't waiting on her hand and foot, he damn well better.
He better. If he knows what's good for him.
If he knows what's good for him.
That's
right.
I
feel at liberty to talk any kind of smack about him since he didn't decide to show up for my party.
Well, you know, you can say whatever you want when he's not in front of you, Boston Bad Boy. I know what that is.
Speaking of which, can I just say I really like this new format because now the public has to deal with your face the same way I normally have to when we're in the secret location.
Well, you know, one of the things, let's peel back the curtain for a second. One of the things that I always tell you, Boston Bad Boys, I don't want to look at you.
Right.
In the secret location studio, you always position me.
The feeling is mutual, first of all.
Oh, yeah, whatever. I never want to look
rebuilding. I'm not rebuilding the secret location so that you can sit over here and you can sit over there.
Yeah.
Not happening.
So I can sit right next to you and look at your ugly face. I never want to do that.
Not happening.
You know? So I don't even know why I'm looking at you now, but that's a whole other story.
I wish I could just take my hand and just like push you right out of frame.
Stop it.
Like, because the funny thing is, I can do something like this, and you're gone, right? And then I just have the magic. I can do that too.
Okay, I dream of genie over here. Just relax.
Don't make me show my midriff.
We don't want to do that. Please, God, for the love of God, don't do that. Okay?
Is there any first of all, because I'm just so aggravated with you. Wrestling. What is happening in this world? Just get me up to speed because I don't care. Like, I don't watch enough to care, but I know something's going on. I know Vince is probably putting somebody in harm's way to make a buck.
First of all, be nice, okay?
No.
My good friend Vincent Kennedy McMahon, who is listening to this, by the way, shout out. Vince, what's up, brother?
Is he the one viewer we have right now?
He's the one viewer that we have right now. He's a good man. Vincent Kennedy McMahon, my good close personal friend there. He managed to become essential during this pandemic. We had no live sports, but we had pro wrestling. Of all of the things in the world,
here's
pro wrestling.
I have to admit, if they came to me and they said no professional sports, I'd say, but remember, you told me I'm not a sport.
See?
I mean,
how about that?
You have to recognize the balls in this guy to pull that act. But to do the Trump, they are buddies, so I don't think it was that much convincing, especially in, where was it, Florida?
Yeah. We know what happened there.
I think we are yet to know what happened there.
Well, that's a good point. That's a good point. But the fact that pro wrestling was able to exist during this pandemic.
So what are they doing for the weeknight shows?
Well, it's taped.
But no audience.
With no audience. Taped, no audience. It's been, I got to tell you, it's not been the best, but it's been something. It's been something. I'm going to admit this. So, newsflash for all you punks out there who say that the Duke doesn't call out the WWE, which is a lie. It hasn't been the best, but it's something. Okay? I will admit that.
That's like saying, he didn't punch me in the face. He kicked me right in the ass. It was something. What is the positive there? Why don't they show reruns?
Listen,
because here's the thing. I think if you were a real wrestling fan,
and
I know you're not. You're just a fan.
Of course I am.
But if you were a real wrestling fan, you would say it's not wrestling without the crowd.
No, I don't need the crowd. I never liked the crowd anyway. I never liked the crowd.
Wrestling without the crowd is like the banana split without the ice cream. What are you going to do with the fucking banana? You get nothing.
Listen, I like bananas too. You make a smoothie with it. What's wrong with you? Okay?
Smoothie.
Listen, the crowd.
Like, you ever ate a smoothie in your life? Every time I talk to you, it's a chicken wing. It's some sort of a rice thing. A rib.
That's right.
Some sort of a pork product.
That's right. That's right.
And you're talking about drinking smoothies. Yeah, I don't think so.
Well, anyway, I don't need the crowd because they go into business for themselves. They think they're so important with their stupid chants and all that other stuff. We don't need that. Just give me the wrestling. That's all I want. Just give me the wrestling.
But it's not wrestling if there's no crowd, is what I'm trying to tell you. Wrestling is inherent to the experience.
I don't know anything about that. That's not true.
It's because you're not a real wrestling fan. If you were,
no, I'm a real wrestling fan because I want to see the wrestling. I don't care about little Billy who wants to chant "This is awesome" because of the next flippy move. No one cares about that. Okay.
Here's a question: where's Babam?
It's his birthday.
Did we invite him?
It's his birthday today.
Did you remember to wish him a birthday and invite him?
I said happy birthday to the Babam. He has a new fiance, so he's a big deal now. He has a new fiance.
He's got better things to do than talk to us.
He's got better things to do. And one of the greatest moments in Duke Loves Wrestling history is when I beat him in the video game tournament that you commentated, by the way, right? That was, what was that, Summer Gamey or Gamer Slam, whatever that was?
I'm still waiting for my check, first of all, from that. And second,
I don't know anything about that. You got to talk to him.
I'm wearing the same jacket I wore that night when you lost.
Oh,
it's documented.
I did not lose.
You got your clock cleaned, my friend.
You can't prove that. Okay, you can't prove. But listen, let me tell you a story. Let me peel back the curtain even further.
How long is this story?
This is a good one. So, folks, the Duke Loves Wrestling podcast, 4 years. This is the anniversary. What have you? Good stuff. I've managed to gather some great supporters and some detractors. Some detractors. I've been threatened. People have threatened to sue me. People have threatened to beat me up. People have threatened to call the cops on me, all because of my opinions, right?
And the question is, why hasn't it happened yet? I'm asking you. I'm desperate. Why hasn't it happened yet?
I'm a very connected guy, so they're going to have a hard time pulling that off. But here's the best part.
You run away and you hide.
Well, I know where to be, okay? I'm in the right spots. So there's a guy that I'm going to call Billionaire Tony.
That's the alias?
Billionaire Tony, he started his own wrestling promotion with a couple of castaways from the WWE.
Who?
He's spending his daddy's money with this alternative promotion. They promoted themselves to be an alternative. Listen to this, Boston Bad Boy. So they marketed themselves on being diverse, caring about women's wrestling, and all this other stuff. They haven't delivered anything yet.
Wait, have they not delivered anything?
They haven't delivered anything. And I called them out on it. How
long has this con been rolling on here?
About 2 years now.
Really? And no creative, nothing.
Well, the creative is great value WWE. It's the Walmart version of WWE. Ooh. So you figure that one out, okay? Anyway,
that's an insult. Now that's an insult. You might have insulted him a little bit.
I'm just giving my opinion. This is how I feel, right?
All right.
So Chris Jericho is their champion.
All right.
Chris Jericho.
There's a name,
Not some guy that they built up and created. They went and got a WWE guy to be their first champion. You figure that one out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Jericho gets on there. Now, they say that it's a sports-like broadcast.
All right.
So wins and losses matter, right? So Chris Jericho goes on TV and he says for the end of the year last year, he's going to defend the championship against Marco Stunt, a guy who hadn't won one match.
Wait. Are they setting this up like it's actually a real point system?
A real point system. I'm not kidding you.
But it's wrestling.
It's pro wrestling.
Okay. I'm just trying to follow this here because this seems like we're trying to reinvent the fucking wheel and we're making it square here.
And we're making it, not only making it, they're making it square, triangle, you name it. Excuse me, it was Jungle Boy. Luke Perry's son, by the way. Jungle Jack Perry. The guy hadn't even won a match, yet he gets a championship match against Jericho, right?
All right.
So I say, well, why is this guy getting a match? Everybody, Cody Rhodes, the Young Bucks, everybody in AEW, and all their fans, they start attacking me online. It's not a championship match, you idiot. What's wrong with you? We're going to come get you, all this other crazy. I'm getting threats. Boston Bad Boy, I had over 200,000 impressions in less than 2 days on Twitter. That's called going viral, okay? No. If you can even get 100,000 impressions in a month, that's pretty damn good.
Right.
I did it in 2 days, 200,000. So now
yet you still think you should be wearing that tie.
Damn right.
That's what I feel. That's the disconnect here. That's
my lucky tie.
That's why I can never take you seriously because you're like, I'm going viral, but here I am wearing this green tie.
Listen, I got to look good for it. All right. If I'm going to be viral, I might as well look good doing it. That's right. So everyone's going crazy. And it gets to the point where AEW, whatever they're talking about is not as important as what I'm saying.
Right.
Because all of their fans are just responding to me to the point where they're not responding to what AEW is posting online. So it crescendos to the point where, because, they tape their shows on Wednesday nights, right?
Right.
Wednesday afternoon, Billionaire Tony, the president of the company, hops into my DMs and proceeds to demand.
Do you have a screenshot of this DM?
I have proof.
All right.
I have proof. Now this is an exclusive, folks. I've never said this in public before. This is an exclusive, but I have proof. He proceeds to demand that I stop calling out his company because as far as he's concerned, they made it clear enough. So I proved to him that he was wrong, which pissed him off even more. But it goes to show, folks, AEW
that you don't know how to make friends.
Well, sure, it could be that. And my good friend Vincent Kennedy McMahon would never make that mistake. Okay, Vincent Kennedy McMahon does not have time to be in my DMs demanding that I stop doing anything.
I don't think it's about that. I think it has more to do with the fact that he doesn't know that you even exist. It's not that he doesn't have time. He can do whatever he wants. He's a very wealthy man.
That's not true. And I'm insulted that you would even think that. That's not true. You know what? I am going to This is an exclusive, folks. Okay, because the Boston Bad Boy, he's challenged me now. This is the 4-year anniversary. We're gonna take it all the way to the moon here. Boston Bad Boy.
Yeah.
I'm going to send you the conversation.
All right.
And we are going to put on.
Oh, we're gonna do some theater.
We're gonna do some theater. Okay, for the
a dramatization. A dramatization.
Yes, that's right. That's right. This is an exclusive now.
All right.
We're going to do some theater. So the Boston Bad Boy, take a look at your phone. I'm about to tag you in a special document.
Okay. What format is this document going to be in? Are you allowed to tell the audience so that I know what to look for here?
Oh, I screenshotted everything, but you're gonna
beautiful.
Just check your
Messenger?
Facebook.
All right.
I just tagged you in something.
Okay. Oh yes, I get you.
Do you see that?
Did
do.
It come up in your? I got it. I got it right here.
Oh, you have it.
Got it. Are we starting at the beginning?
We're going to start at the beginning. Now, here's the deal, Boston Bad Boy. You are going to read Billionaire Tony's parts, which are in gray.
Yeah.
And I am going to read all the blue.
Okay.
Now, I want you to make sure you do it in your favorite Billionaire Tony voice, because he's kind of a
Give me a thing. Give me a little. Feed me a little here.
I'm Billionaire Tony. I can tell a Duke what to do because that's what I can do.
Oh, so he's kind of like one of these guys, like a wise guy, eh?
He's one of those guys.
Yeah. So you got to tell me the first message. I don't want to go out of order with you.
It's in order.
Oh, it's in order. I get it. Okay.
It's in order. If you start from number 1 and just keep swiping to the right, you will be in order.
Gotcha. So am I starting then?
You're starting.
I'm starting with it's not for the title. That's where I'm starting.
Yeah. So let me. All right. So the Duke has literally gone viral, pointing out that AEW have not been clear about a title match between their champion Chris Jericho and Jungle Jack Perry.
Okay.
And it has been such a mess. Their fans are so enraged that Billionaire Tony, in the middle of his production meeting on the day that the show was supposed to be aired, takes time away from his multi-million-dollar company to come yell at the Duke.
I'm getting into character here. I'm starting to see a picture in front of me.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
I'm waiting for you to shut the F up so we can get started on this.
Well, and
it's a lot. You got a big script here.
I got a script. It's true.
All right, here we go. You ready? Mm-hmm.
Hit it.
It's not for the title. It's 10 minutes non-title. I'm sorry I don't overscript the hell out of promos, or Chris would have made it more clear in his promo. But better to have some spontaneity and allow ourselves to clear it up on TV this week. Cody literally told you it's not for the title. Nick tweeted it's not for the title. Kindly please stop your social media rampage.
Happy holidays, Tony, first and foremost, and congratulations on, for the most part, a successful venture thus far.
Thank you. Again, it's definitely not for the title. If I handed Chris a 10-page script, then this wouldn't happen. But we like some improv on our promos, and I think it adds to the show. And since we aren't even announcing the match until tonight, nobody knows anything. I don't know why people are being obsessed with this being a title match when we've outright clarified on Twitter that it will not be.
Tony, it's not rage, man. And it's nothing personal against your venture. Truth is, I hold every promotion accountable for whatever they market. I have high hopes for your team, and I look forward to you guys delivering on some key items. My main concern is key folk within your company have made some very broad promises, unfortunately, and I don't feel the company has delivered. And I know that you can do it, but it's imperative that I continue to point out these things to keep AEW honest.
I never said rage.
If you would like honest and open dialogue off the record, I'm fine with that. If you want dialogue on the record, I'm fine with that as well.
I got to stop you there. I need you to emote a little more. I need you to get into character.
Are you going to let me do this thing? This is breaking news here. Are you going to let me do this thing?
Right, continue.
If you want dialogue on the record, I'm fine with that as well. But Tony, I'm just treating your company the way I treat every company.
I said Rampage. Okay, thanks. Well, now you know for sure, and it's not for the title, so please stop.
Sorry. Rampage. I apologize for misreading you.
I think I'm out of order here.
Oh. Tony, it was one tweet that your fan base has made it a point to continue to come back to, which frankly isn't a bad thing, right? At least everyone is talking about you, myself included. If you want to chalk it up to me not paying attention or not getting it, fine. But Tony, every week I'm going to call you out and I'm going to tell you what I like and what I don't like. And every week I'm going to either complain about the lack of multiple women's matches or praise the multiple women's matches. I'm going to complain about the lack of black wrestlers in singles title picture or praise it. And when guys with bad win-loss records take on the champion, I'm going to complain about that as well.
I think you keep going.
Hey, am I doing this or are you doing this? Okay. I've been doing it since your very first pay-per-view, and WWE gets it much worse, and they've been getting it much worse for years. So, hey, if we can be cordial, I'd appreciate that. Hell, I may even have a take that you guys think about, and you may need to clarify. Also, I'm a Boston guy. So, you know, I know you spent some time in Boston. Again, if we can't be cordial, though, that's fine as well. But you put out the product, and I'm going to review it.
I think I've been very cordial. I'm just saying, if we made a mistake by not clarifying the direction of the angle last Wednesday, I think we made more clear on social media about it in the duration since. And obviously, we haven't had a TV show since then, and I haven't had a chance to clarify it on TV till tonight.
Well, you could have started by saying hello, but other than that, yeah, you've been cordial in return.
Hi, LOL. I don't think you really do LOL in real life.
Hi, Tony. I think Jericho messed up. He wasn't clear enough, may have even contradicted himself. Okay? And the website recap confirmed what I assumed.
He never said for the title. He just said you couldn't last 10 minutes with me. That website recap. I didn't see that. What website recap? Excuse me.
All right, that's okay. Cody's message to me was inaccurate because it wasn't made clear on TV. His mistake. And that's okay as well. Listen, the left hand and the right hand need to get on the same page, and the message needs to be consistent on TV, on social media, and on the website recap. Now, if my interpretation is wrong, fine. Duke, you're wrong. Good. But clearly there was something to my point, which is why so many AEW fans have rushed to your defense, which is nice to see other than the threats and the cussing. But it comes with the territory, so it is what it is.
Okay, well, now you know. We weren't clear enough on TV, but have tried to be clear since. Again, better to do bullet point promos where a detail might slip through the cracks occasionally rather than overscript everything.
Your website recap. Every episode, someone in your company recaps the episode. Okay? In it, they said Jericho was obligated to defend the title one more time this year.
Oh, yeah. That's up me next, isn't it? Okay, I'll fix that. I never saw it. Can you imagine Vince McMahon saying I never saw it, by the way?
Vince McMahon would never say I never saw it because he's Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
He's seen everything before you've seen it.
Because he knows how to do his damn job. But so here we go, right? And now we're starting to catch on here, right? So before he's telling me what I need to do and what I don't and all this other nonsense. Now suddenly he's never saw it, right? Okay, here we go. Okay, clearly whomever did that recap heard what I heard, or rather interpreted what I interpreted. There was a lack of clarity, and it happens. But I got to call it out, man. By the way, don't fix it. Leave it. Make fun of it. Act like it was done on purpose.
No. I'll correct the error. Why would I do that? It's an error.
Okay. I don't think it's an error at all.
Chris isn't required by me to defend the title again. He's required to make another wrestling appearance. It's an error. What I would know since I decide what happens. I'll fix the typo, okay?
I think it was a reaction to what wasn't made clear enough. Now, rather than feed into it, just do what a guy like Jericho would do. Do what a guy like Jim Ross would do or Tony Schiavone would do. Creatively poke fun of it. Make it clearer than clear. And as a ha-ha, and we move on. Okay?
I gotta stop you here because I see where this is going, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
He's not picking up what you're trying to lay down here.
He's not picking it up at all. He is just so sure that he knows
wants to take his ball and go home here.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Let me see if I can do it justice. Well, I'll just correct the article to say he is obligated to wrestle one more match in 2019, not defend the title. That's what it should say. My staff made an error. Easy fix. All right?
Okay, Tony. You know what? Your company, your rules. I don't see it as an error, though, and I would hope whomever does the recap isn't going to be given a hard time about it because they saw what I saw.
Can I just say, the fact that he's taking this amount of time to talk to you proves that the company isn't being run right.
This guy's a billionaire.
I don't even talk to you this much.
This guy's a billionaire, mind.
I don't talk to you this much.
This is on the day where they're supposed to be doing their live event. This guy's talking to me, right? So this guy's talking to me.
So he says, instead of the buck stops here, he says, I never saw it. I never saw it. Thank you. Well, it's an error. Chris isn't obligated to defend the title again, so it's not right. Everyone in the production meeting knew the angle. Someone wasn't paying attention. Easy fix.
Well, whomever does the recap may not have been told. So they're going by the segment, which wasn't clear.
Yep, the social media director was in the meeting. He made a mistake, huh?
Okay, well, now you can see where the confusion is. If guys in your company aren't clear on how am I as an observer supposed to be clear?
Yep, good call. Never saw that. Thank you for the explanation.
Tony, I want to say this again, okay? I don't have a personal issue with you or your company, but I'm going to hold you accountable for what you market. I told you, don't get too upset with people taking a critical look at what you're offering, okay? It's normal, and frankly, will help you. It's going to help you be better than it would without it. So just lean into it, man.
And he never got back to you on that?
Keep going.
Oh, there's more. I thought I assumed he quit while he was ahead here. I didn't know the recap said that. Thanks for telling me. Like now he's up on your side. See, it's not me right here.
Let's skip past this other part because I introduced another issue. Let's go to the next slide.
All right, you jump into where you want me. You start where you want.
The last.
Oh, was I there?
Go to the second to last slide. That one. Hey Tony. So mind you, let me fast forward to this scene. I find out right that Tony Schiavone, the lead commentator for AEW, he does a web show. And what does he say during his web show? Let's find out.
He's going to defend the title, right? I'm guessing.
Hey, Tony, and I'm talking to Billionaire Tony. Hey, Tony Schiavone said on Dark, which is their web show, that Jungle Boy is taking on Jericho for the title. Now, that's your website, and that's your commentator. And FYI, Tony Schiavone is a class act 100%, and I appreciate him to the moon.
I don't think Tony Schiavone made a mistake.
Thank you. So my point is, once again, that entire angle was not clear enough. It's not a mistake by anyone else. It was not executed as whomever wrote it may have envisioned and assumed it was executed.
Yep, well, it's not for the title, and Chris just corrected him on Twitter. Like I said, we made it clear, but I'll address it. Why does he keep saying they made it clear? Clearly, it's not clear. Nobody knows what's going on. You don't know what's going on. I certainly have no idea what's going on. Tony Schiavone doesn't know. Tony Schiavone's going to go on. He's going to go on the air not knowing what's going on.
And they worked there. They all worked.
And they worked there. You don't even work there, and you're trying to figure out more than what's going on than they are.
I know more than they do, and I don't work there. Okay, Tony, but you can see where the confusion is at least, right?
Unbelievable.
Keep going.
Tony wasn't in the production meeting when we set up the idea. Great. Perfect. That was the week he was off. Yes.
Well, he works 3 million jobs like my Jamaican uncle. So I know that. So, hey, there's no rampage. I just got to point out water is wet. It's fair. So think about this for a second.
And there we are.
A billionaire has time to try to tell me not to hold him accountable for the things that he's not doing right in his company.
Yeah.
Right? How does that work?
Well, first of all, I don't think you can underestimate the obnoxiousness of wrestling fans. Case in point, you've just proved it.
Sure.
Secondly, if Tony Schiavone or anybody, Joe Schmo, is doing my web show, I'll make sure I do the meeting when he's on vacation. That's just me. Or I'll say, here's the list we all agreed on.
Imagine that.
Tony, let me, again, someone who's worked a little bit in the broadcast profession.
Just a little bit.
If they come to me and say, here's what you need to read, because that was the meeting we had, I'm going to go, okay, I'll read what you tell me to read. I'm not going to make stuff up about something that doesn't exist. Something's not clear. And I think your friend, your new friend, your actual new friend, who isn't Vince McMahon, would agree that we're having a communication issue here. And I don't think you can have that and succeed against an organization that, for all its insanity, is fairly tightly run.
Do you realize the WWE is going to make 100 million plus more than they were expected to make this year during a global pandemic? That's how good they are at making money.
That's going to be coming from subscriptions, I would think, right? And
like that,
because people are home.
They cut their costs because they're not doing live events. They're in one place filming. So all that cost to go travel around the world,
no Teamsters, nothing.
None of that. They just cut all that out. They just saved about $120 million.
All right. What does the future of wrestling look like? And here's what it could look like. Does Vince McMahon sort of have just like in the hot zones of wrestling, wherever he's big, he knows exactly where he's big. Florida, he's big. You know, the Northeast, he's huge. He just has one location, like at Disneyland, in a bunch of locations, and that's it. He doesn't go to arenas anymore.
It's
the 30,000 seat arena. He just knows the cost. He owns it. He owns the real estate.
We're there.
You'll go. You'll drive an hour to Connecticut to go see that.
Hold on. You're assuming that we're going to do crowds. I don't think he's interested in doing crowds anymore because he doesn't need it.
Well, I don't think he can.
He's making more money without a crowd, and you lose money.
I don't think it's sustainable.
Money.
It's not sustainable because
100% sustainable.
The crowd is the inherent lifeblood of wrestling because they are the ones. They are the asses in seats, and you and I know that the conversation that Vince McMahon is still having with the people at his table, he's still using the term asses in seats. And there's a reason for that. It's because it's so integral to the guys on stage, men and women, men and women on stage performing. It's integral to performance.
But here's the problem. Where are they making most of their money? The TV contracts. And they're getting enough people watching on television to justify it.
Because
it hasn't happened.
The people who go to these shows live, that's where fans are born. It doesn't happen on television.
Okay.
I'm telling you, it doesn't happen on television.
Guess what? Until it stops happening on television, they're not going back. He already made it clear that this might be the new model. He's already actually said that.
I don't think he's dumb enough to wait for it to go away before he decides I got to get the show on the road again and start making money.
Sure.
But I think you're going to see an attempt at live crowd wrestling sooner rather than later because I don't think they can pull the trigger and not have people ever show up to an event anymore. I guess they could, but it's not. It's different now. It's no longer. It's a new era. It's no longer.
Here's what you do.
Thing.
They did a couple of matches cinematic style, where it was like a movie fight scene. We're just going to see more of that. That's it.
So it'll just be movies. Like The Rock. Clearly, The Rock has proven that some of these folks have screen appeal.
Yeah.
So maybe it is. Maybe it's WWE mini movies or mini series or hybrid live, like do they do a reality show that incorporates conflict like wrestling?
Well, here's the other thing.
But they have it in the middle of like a swimming pool, whatever. You know what I mean? They just do it in the middle of a house somewhere or something.
They just signed a new deal with A&E where they're going to be producing more programming. So here's the other part. They're on FS1. They're on ESPN.
Well, the reason
Foxx,
is
they're everywhere. Right?
They have the ability to create a lot of content, a lot of time.
Yes.
And networks are desperate because they cannot produce their own.
What does that mean? More money.
Yeah,
right?
but I think you're going to hit an overexposure. You can hit an overexposure.
That's fair. And then we'll have to go back. But in the meantime, they're making it. But getting back to that conversation, that's a billionaire taking time to give me a hard time because he doesn't know how to manage his company. That's it. So when people ask me about AEW and why I say what I say about AEW, there's a conversation right there. You tell me.
Your friend, the billionaire, what's the background there, really? What's his business background?
His father's the billionaire. He's the son of a billionaire. He didn't make that money. His dad.
I guess the thing is, it's like we've all been to places where I know people that say, you know, I really love to own a restaurant. Well, what do you know about owning a restaurant? Nothing.
He doesn't know anything about running a wrestling.
And they open a restaurant, right? And they go, it's bedlam and it folds.
Well, that's
and a lot of money is thrown after it. You have to be smart about it. Even though wrestling, you know, you're an enthusiast, you and I can sit here and go, yeah, we could run a thing. There's a lot to it.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of personalities to manage. Egos.
Yep.
Folks that are, it's the carnival. It's the circus. Mm-hmm. It is the circus. And when you say what was your day like? It was like a circuit. Well, it's crazy.
Literally. Yeah.
And so if you're not prepared with the skill set that a guy like, I think, McMahon, who grew up with it, the business, I think Vince loves the business more than he loves wrestling.
Sure.
That business could be making soap and he would love it because he's mania. He loves the business of it. I think you have to have that. And you have to have the skill. Like you have to be in it. Either you in it for a couple of years and you learn it all from the bottom up and then you open your own thing. But the problem is, I think McMahon has lived this his whole life. You're never going to get enough experience to beat the guy. You're never going to be old enough.
Never.
And so, you know, kudos to trying it because I think competition is good here. And I think for the athletes and these guys to have an option to say, I'm not doing great over here, or I want to try over here, or I need to build over here, or this guy screwed me over, so let me go over here. It's nice for them to have an option, just from an employment standpoint. But you got to know what you're doing here. I mean, how many times has it failed, or how many times has it done well, and then Vince just goes, "I'm going to absorb you now."
Yep.
And he just writes you a check because he doesn't care, and he'll write you the check.
It's true.
I just wondering what's the end game? Just a hobby?
Well, who knows what when you have a lot of money, you can spend it on frivolous things. But the problem is you better know what you're doing if you're going to manage a business.
Well, right, because you're dealing with people's livelihoods. And I'm not even just talking about the rest. You're talking about technicians, people run your web show, Tony Schiavone.
You didn't even know that they do a recap on the website.
How is it that I already know? How is it that I haven't even looked at wrestling since I last looked at your face, which was probably 10 years ago, and I know more about this business than this guy does right now?
That's scary. But it's true. It's scary, but it's true. So, folks, that is the 4 years, okay? This show has become so popular that billionaires want to go online and try to dictate what I'm going to do. But I'll tell Billionaire Tony and his lawyers and his wrestlers, you all can kindly line up single file and you can kiss my glorious backside because I'm going to hold you accountable for all the nonsense. So you bring it on, baby. I'm ready. And to my good friend Vincent Kennedy McMahon, you better believe it, Jack. I got it. Don't worry. I'll handle this. That's right. That's right. Boston Bad Boy, any last words on the 4-year anniversary?
Well, I have to say, I like having all our guests on. That was fun. I really enjoyed that. It really is a thank you to them and the folks that listen to the show and the folks that have had fun with us and had some silly laughs with us and talked about some interesting stuff. I mean, you and I have talked about some really far out stuff.
That's right.
Politically, socially, and wrestling. And I think that's why I enjoy this show, and I've always enjoyed doing it when I can. And I love the people that jump in with us. Every guest we've had, I think for the most part, has been fun and has played along and has done their best. And we've talked to some really great people, folks that are using wrestling to, like the coach, to get out to kids or to reach veterans with PTSD. That's a cool idea. I love cool, new, different ideas. And I love this idea. So let's try this. And if it doesn't work, well, we're still wrestling fans, Wrestling community, I've gotten to know a little bit that it's a great community. It's a fun community, and it's a community that gets the joke. It's still real to me. It is, but I can still have fun with it. And I can know it's light and fun.
We had that guy on the show before, Dave Will.
That's right. We've had. That's right. And I think that especially now, it's okay to have fun with the things you like. And to play along with it, argue about it. It's all in good fun because you and I and anyone, pick anyone who's ever been a Rudy or Dusty, anybody, we can argue about anything all day long. But if at the end of the day, it's just fun, so that's the best part of it.
Damn right. Well, listen, folks, thank you again for the past 4 years, and there'll be more, plenty more. You better believe it. So join me next week. Head over to Facebook, head over to Twitter, head over to all of your favorite social media, your podcast. Type in Duke Loves Rasslin, all the apps. You can listen. And maybe the Boston Bad Boy will stop being so self-important, hanging out with Post Malone and Saweetie and Wale.
Oh, don't forget Elliot from Jordan's Furniture.
Oh, yeah, and Elliot from Jordan's Furniture, of course. Hanging out with all the big stars. Well, so it was great for you to take some time from traveling around the world to big stars to come back and say hello.
Absolutely. And you know what? I do like the new format because I love looking at people while we're talking to them. It's a lot more fun, I think. I could do without.
I don't want to look at you.
I think at least once in a while we should, we'll do some Facebook Lives now that we have a bit of technology to do it. We're all stuck at home anyway.
I know. It's true.
And if I can spend a couple of, an hour or so getting it out of my system by ragging on you, absolutely.
Go to hell. No doubt.
By the way, I expect that check to be in the mail.
Yeah, well, you'll keep waiting, pal. We'll see you next week, folks. Thanks again.